OK， 係啦。使唔使閂門？好。咁所以係啦，誒點解我同你講廣東話嘅？OK. OK. Are we ready? Are you ready?
Of course I'm ready.
Okay.
Always ready.
Yeah. So, hello everyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is Ajmal here.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ajmal, for joining us today for a live podcast on resilient leadership. Today is more for like Ajmal, but for me, who I am, I'm the managing director for Center for Leadership Studies Asia, CRS Asia. So, many people just join us, I'm sure, because of Ajmal. Okay. Can you just say hello to everyone in Cantonese?
Lehawa, Chao-san. I don't speak Cantonese very well. One of the things I'm really regretful in life after living in Hong Kong for 32 years. But that's life. We need to still do what we have to do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for demonstrating your Cantonese as a Hong Kong entrepreneur. But at the same time, I know that you're very famous as a para-athlete on a national level. So Ajmal, if I need to do a quick introduction of who you are, because some of the audiences today, they may know you or some of you may not know you yet. But I know that if I have to follow the scripts or I have to follow your biography, probably the whole 20 minutes will be gone.
Yeah.
So I won't do that, okay? But I just want to do a really quick highlight about what other people think of you as a resilient leader, okay? I will use different way. For example, people would think of you as a physically resilient leader because you broke so many records, you have been a Asia champion representing Hong Kong. You did all that kind of endurance like sports. Okay,
Yeah.
people check it out in internet. I won't say anything repeatedly. Okay, and then people may think of you as a so-so resilient leader because you are actually fighting for the right of disability people. So now people can have like a accessible ATM experience. Okay, and then you also fight for disability people to actually join the marathon. So Standard Charter now is like welcoming and want to join. But what some people join today because of your business success. Okay, you grew up, you came to Hong Kong 30 years ago as a technician.
Mhm.
And then in 10 years' time, you became like the CEO for CityLine so that people can enjoy the online ticketing system with Disneyland. Okay? Whoever has gone to Disneyland, please say thank you.
Many others also.
And
but
many
that's- but
others,
that's
and
one of
Asian
the-
Games and as well. So, but I mean, for yourself, you keep like pushing the limit. So you are now having your own business and you're moving into to transit everything from auto tree, the fintech group you set up into a new space, FTS.Money. Okay. I cannot continue because it will be very boring. Okay. But more so, I want to hear from you. Do you consider yourself as a successful resilient leader? Why and why not?
Yeah, thank you very much, Polly, for such a elaborate introduction, first of all, and just to give a background about me. Although, as you said, rightly so, just type Ajmal Samuel, you'll find out everything about me. There's nothing
Yes.
hidden about me. So, talking about resilient, successful, or resilient person or a leader, I think it's important to maybe have a quick definition of what is really leadership. Yeah, somebody who inspires, somebody who guides people, somebody who people follow. Yeah, that is somebody who you define as a leader. But then also within leader, there are different type of leaderships. I won't go into too much details about it, but just going back, I will go a little later on. Maybe if you ask me some questions, I'll talk about different types of leaderships and what type of leader I think I am.
Yeah.
But just talking about resilience and success, actually, from the way I look at business, you mentioned about business, sports, let's just put sports aside, but sports is very important in my life from a success point of view. But just if you look at business side, I think I can say that I am successful in what I do because I two very important things for me. Okay. First of all, I have actually failed a lot many times.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is linking to your resilience thing as well. Failures have taught me, and I have not given up when failures have happened. I'm talking about business world. I failed tremendously, fantastically. I failed. Okay, and I count them as good experience for me rather than bad experiences. I think this is very important to note. And secondly, I think another very important part to consider and to think about is as a leader, or when you say leadership, it's about the people behind you as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
actually,
true.
you're nobody if you don't have understand how to lead a team.
Yeah.
And that is where I think I have been successful because I have had in the past and also now there are people who really understand or I can actually lead and they understand how to deliver stuff and all that. And yeah, so that's very, very important for these two things, the people themselves and then my failures. And of course, the concepts and new things which you come up with, they're important, that they lead to success and all that. But all of this it intertwined, it's all intertwined and linked together.
Yeah, thank you, Ajmal. Because I mean, when we say like leadership, it's about the leader and other people, right? So, but to do what is a vision. So you do need to have a vision that people are willing to follow, but they are able to demonstrate that ability to excel in and make your vision come true. Okay? So, I mean, the best part that I'm going to ask is about your personal experience. If you have to recall your like personal experience, what are some of the leaders or some of the situation taught you to become an even more effective leader today?
Yeah.
Let us follow the good practices first.
No, maybe before even I go into good practices, I will mention different types of leadership.
Okay.
And I will mention the type of leader I consider myself to be.
Okay.
Because there are many different types of you can say the classifications of leadership styles.
Okay.
So do you know what type of leadership style I have? Have I ever told you?
You are both like you focus on success. That means you set the goal, but at the same time you're very engaging.
Yeah. So actually, I call it, actually, it's not only me who calls it in the typical terminology, leadership terminology, it's more of a servant leadership.
Oh, okay.
There's autocratic leadership, there's democratic leadership, there's different types of charismatic leadership, and they have their own ways of dealing with things. So what does servant leadership really mean? That means I'm more in enabling people.
True.
Okay. I'm more to do with understanding different types of people, different types of situations, different. I'm not the guy who's going to say, hey, you did do this. I enable, mentorship. Lifting people and making them understand their potential. That is the type of person I am. Okay. So now that is just putting things in context, that this is the type of leadership I think I follow. Okay. Typically and traditionally.
Can I just jump in? When you think of servant leadership, you might have your own definition, everybody. But I mean, when I hear it, my hearing is you're actually more other-centered.
That's right.
You want to make sure that other people being successful.
That's right.
So that's how you apply your leadership.
That is why I said other means, that is why I'm serving.
Making people successful.
That is, and I have a mantra about this thing, that if I make people successful, I'm an entrepreneur. If I make people successful, eventually my organization will be successful.
Yes.
And I want to have people in my organization, and I want to make them so successful that somebody equal to or better than me.
Perfect.
Okay. That is something which many people do not like. Many leaders do not want. That is the autocratic type of leadership. They feel very, very challenged. Okay. In my case, it's opposite. I would say, okay, you can do as good as, maybe need to do better than me. Okay. If you can do better than me, then the organization will be successful. So that is the type of leadership I follow. Now to your question.
Any particular person, about, any particular incident that inspired you to adopt servant leadership or other-centered leadership?
So actually, a little bit of a background here. It's important for people to understand. So I am an ex-military officer. Okay. So the type of leadership which is instilled upon us is more of an autocratic leadership. Okay. So we are very much controlling, powering. Power is very important. And after my accident, that changed completely. So I was out of the military. Okay. And another thing which it's something simple in life, but which teaches these lessons. I'm in my wheelchair now. I can't go running here, go running there, and don't tell people to do that. So I had to reconcile that. What is it? How can I bring a change around me and in an organization? And I can't be the whole powerful guy who's doing
Yeah.
this. It's not possible physically anymore for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what slowly transpired and changed my style into enabler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm more of an enabler. I sit with people, mentor people, enable them to do things.
Yeah.
So that is more a background guy, somebody who is really
Yeah.
who understand, who will keep quiet and he will just observe and then he will enable them and to help them to do things. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is that when you ask for a situation, I think that this situation in my life changed me completely.
Exactly.
Okay. And then many things, other things happened also. And I think the biggest one of there are many other events which I don't, too many events to go
Yeah.
into detail. But my whole whole experience with losing my business
Wow.
in 2012. That also changed my whole perception about leading very different things altogether. Because before that, I had just come out of corporate and I had that corporate style of leadership, which is very different, okay, from an entrepreneurial style
Do
of
people
leadership.
echo what is corporate style of leadership?
It's more again, it's more autocratic, more
Yeah.
disciplined, more power based, more all of these things, which
Yeah.
reflects back to the military leader type of leadership.
Yeah.
And that changed. This event also changed me completely, and I sort of started learning that uh, if I was to enable people to do well around me, and let ego go. Okay,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ego in corporate world, ego is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, so let ego go. Just focus on what is important. And what is important? My conclusion was people. They're important. Okay, how do you enable people?
Yeah.
You find the right people, and then you enable them, and make them powerful. But make them also understand that that power is not something they should aspire to, but it should be something for them to grow the business, grow whatever they are doing.
Okay.
That is how I look at it.
So just sum up a little bit from what I just heard from Ajmal. So basically, it's a life events that you used to be able to walk like us, right? But because of that injury, you see things with a very different perspective.
That's right.
So you used to be feeling, hey, the power of a leader.
Yeah.
But now
That's power leadership, power-based leadership.
Power-based.
Yeah.
But now because of personal experience, you need to use another way.
Yeah.
And why people still want to work with you. Okay?
Yeah.
So I mean, Ajmal has been a very successful corporate leader when he was the CEO, president of City Line. But you're not, how to say, you didn't stop from there.
Yeah.
You're trying to actually venture into entrepreneurship, and then
that was it was an interesting experience, and I can tell you that time when I was moving from a corporate world into entrepreneurship, it was a scary part of my life because I was moving into an unknown territory at a very later age in my life. People go into entrepreneurship in the 20s and 30s. I was going into entrepreneurship in my late 40s. Okay.
Yeah.
So I also when I had reached the pinnacle of success in my corporate world.
Yeah.
So it was scary, but at the same time, I was all about taking new risks and going into, I consider as an adventure. That time it was scary, but now if you ask me, it was, I think, the best decision I ever made. And even after my big failure, I had options to go back into corporate world, but I didn't. I stayed and I restarted the whole thing as an entrepreneur again. And that was, I think, another journey which I am right now, the Opto3 and FTS.Money journey.
Okay, let me sum up. Then what taught Ajmal to become a more effective resilient leader is to venture into the unknown.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not for everybody. Okay.
But this is entrepreneurship 101, venturing into the unknown. Okay. And actually that ties back with my sports also. I'm an endurance athlete, so I do all sort of endurance stuff. I can safely say on this public forum, crazy things. I do them, but that is the nature of that's who I am.
Yeah. So what I really learned from you is when you venture into unknown, you are not searching for failure. You are not just searching for the experience to feel the challenge. You are actually, you more take it into an opportunity.
Yeah.
You're trying to find out what is a new horizon, and you're actually trying to find what it works in the past, it may not work now. So you try to new way. For example, forget about the ego as a leader, right?
Yeah.
Ego doesn't help.
It is a negative. Yeah.
Power doesn't help.
Yeah, negative. Yeah.
So now you need to embrace
Yeah.
a servant leadership. You try to make people successful.
Become
Enable
enabler.
people.
Yeah, enabler.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So tell us what is not really working, and you really advise the follower audience today that, hey, as a leader, please don't do that. What are some of the things or people that you see? Hey, please don't do that like that person, but don't mention the name, okay?
No, I no need to mention names, but I can just say I think I've said these things already, but I'll just try to articulate them into
Yeah.
3 points. First of all, as a leader, trust people. It's
Still very positive.
It is, yeah, but it might be
Okay.
a simple thing I'm saying, but
Yeah.
for some people it's very difficult.
Yes.
So difficult.
Yeah.
And of course, I totally understand the dynamics of when I say trust people, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's a journey, okay? Trust
Perfect.
people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, understand what are the capabilities of the people.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes we don't really understand the capabilities, and we ask people to do things which they are not made out to, or they're not
Yeah.
capable of doing.
Yeah.
And then the problems come up. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to be acting like a matchmaker almost.
Yeah.
Okay. Matching people with their capabilities, with the work which we give them.
Perfect.
It's another thing. And then, of course, we talked about ego. Ego is the killer. Okay,
Yeah.
put aside ego always. And
Yeah.
I would even say go to the point, because I am a big believer in serving rather than being served.
Yeah.
So it's like understand people and try to help, try to analyze. Many people will do this, that they will assign somebody work or whatever, and then they will not done, and they will yelling at them, or become really, actually it becomes a problem both ways.
Yeah.
You're stressing yourself out, and the other person is like, has no idea what to do. So instead of that, understand a person. Why have you not been able to do whatever? Okay, and the minute you open that dialogue and try to help, it makes a big difference, because then suddenly you help people to become more competent in whatever, and then you see them shine, you see them work, and then it's gratifying, not only for your personal self, but for the company as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that is some of the things I think.
Yeah. So when I asked Ajmal to talk about, hey, some of the things that leaders should not do, but actually you said it, but still in a very positive way, okay? Let me summarize it that first of all. Leaders should trust people, but not to start with the path not trusting, right? Yeah. If you do not trust people, there's no way people will like to work with you. Okay. Secondly, the leader need to be really sharp on having a very accurate diagnosis of what the task that he wants the performers to deliver. If the task is something that they do not have the knowledge, they do not have the experience, or they do not have the skill shown yet, don't push them to fail without giving the help, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But if people want to have a more stretching goal, so you give them the support they need.
It's
Okay?
very important. Yeah.
Thirdly, what I heard is leaders should not just do whatever they like. Leaders should actually listen and understand, because that active listening help the leader to start a conversation really matters to the performer, right?
That's right.
So did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah. You're a good listener.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So this is one of the quality that an effective leader should demonstrate.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, but today the topic is resilience leadership. I know that the time really, wow, perfect. 20 minutes. Okay. So if you have a chance to redefine what resilient leadership really means, what are the just one liner that you define it?
It's difficult to define it in one line.
Yes,
But
that's a challenge.
but I think there are a couple of components in resilience leadership.
Yes.
So there's physical resilience,
Okay.
mental resilience,
Yeah.
emotional resilience, and I think all of these things. And actually, time is not there. Bunch of other type of resilience which come into play. But I think these are some of the more important ones.
Yes.
And as long as we understand, for example, physical, we should never be able to. We should not. I shouldn't say we should not be able to, but we should not give up on things
Yeah.
when it comes to physically, because many people do. They sort
Yeah.
of lose the plot and they give
Yeah.
up. And then also on the emotional side also,
Yeah.
very important that we continue, we keep on, don't lose the plot on the emotional side as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so these things are very important when it comes to leadership. And when it's not me saying, it is, I don't know who have said this thing, but it's a very famous saying that right at the top is a very lonely place. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's you're all alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lonely, lonely, lonely place. And that is a time where you are completely exposed.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the time you actually require all the support, but you will not get the support because you are the one who has to make all the decisions. You are the one
Yeah.
who has to do everybody looking at you.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the time you need to be strong. That is what makes leaders. That's why leaders are leaders. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they are capable of when you talk about resilience, they're capable of being resilient, physically resilient, mentally resilient, emotionally resilient, right? Sitting at the top, okay, and or even socially resilient or generationally resilient,
Yeah.
and understand who are the people, how they have to put them together, or even not lose the cool themselves,
Mhm.
make very articulate decisions. And I
Mhm.
think that is important to do in that, to define resilience in that way in terms of leadership.
Okay, but we are not Ashmit. Okay.
No, I think it's many people who are sitting at the top, that's their dilemma.
Okay. What I want to share is because when it comes to like physical resilience, Ashmil is actually doing 100 miles, right?
Kilometers.
Kilometers
With,
with the hand biking.
not hundreds. My last was from Lithuania to Norway, almost 3,000, 3,000, almost 3,000.
Yeah, but on a daily basis.
Every day in the morning. I haven't practiced because I have a big shoulder injury.
Yeah, I see.
But once the shoulder injury is over, or before the shoulder injury, every morning was about 50 kilometers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I know that there are like people could join us. They may be with different roles in the societies. Okay. So they're like professionals. I know that some of my very good friends, they are in career transition.
Mhm.
So maybe Ajmal, from your perspective as a resilient leader, shall they start with physical resilience or shall they start with the mind, giving mindfulness, having that like emotional resilience? Or should they do like social resilience to do volunteering, to really like help out other people? Where should they start?
Yeah, actually, what you've asked is a very important question, but it's a very difficult question to answer because it all depends from person to person.
Yes.
But at the same time, the way I look at the world, I am a very strong believer that physical fitness is equal to mental fitness.
Yes.
Okay, so of course it doesn't hurt being physically fit or go out and get physically fit. It doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
You will feel the endorphins are the best friend in your life. Okay, so
Mhm.
they will give you a high. You will feel good and all that. But at the same time, I think again, depending on where you are in your career, it doesn't hurt. Go out and help. Volunteer. Okay,
Yes.
because you will learn.
Yeah.
You will learn how to give.
Yeah.
And believe me, what I said about my giving, about my serving type of leadership, you will really be happy and feel very content.
Mm.
Okay, so there are several avenues for you to do, and again, do not really put put yourself in a difficult situation that, oh, I can't find a job. Believe me, my first job in Hong Kong, it took me about thousands and thousands of applications. Or 1 or 2 years later, then only I got my job, my first chance. So don't really worry about that. It's just uh, be mindful of what you're doing and don't really worry about the transition. Make the transition a good experience rather than a bad experience. And I know it's a very easy thing to say, but that is, everybody is capable of doing it. It's up to you. You are the one who has to do it, not me, not Polly.
Okay.
It's very important to understand. Take control of your life and do something which is
Yeah.
going to make it you're going to feel good at the end of the day.
So it's a time that we are going to open up for Q&A, okay? But before that, I just want to invite Ajmal to share with us what is the latest project that makes you like wake up at night and you really encourage everyone to join with you.
Yeah, actually, there are too many projects which wake me up at night. But I think the latest one, which really I would like to share with you, is called Pushing Through Waves. It is a project in which, in 2019, uh, me together with the Lithuanian rower, it's all about rowing. Okay, we went around Hong Kong Island. There's a race called ATIR, Around the Island Race, and we were the first disabled crew in the history, 155-year-old history of ATIR, that we not only challenged it, we completed it in 7 hours, 36 minutes, and something like that. I don't know the exact time. So for that, we are putting a documentary together. And for putting the documentary together, which is going to be hopefully released in January sometime, we have a Kickstarter campaign. And for that Kickstarter campaign, I would like to invite you to please come and back it up and help us complete the documentary. So the documentary itself, the reason for the documentary, very quickly, is to actually encourage and introduce coastal rowing, adaptive coastal rowing in Hong Kong and globally also. So that is a very meaningful thing. So have disabled people have an understanding about coastal rowing.
Yeah, but why I really encourage Ashmu to share, because it's literally pushing through waves, is what I see in the society. Many people, they need to embrace that life mindset. We are all experiencing different kinds of challenges, no matter professional, maybe physical or entrepreneurship. We still need to push the waves. It's literally we are experiencing waves. Okay.
That's life.
Yeah, that's life. I know that there are like people, they give us like comments, but I also have like people, they cannot join today, but they actually throw questions to me already.
Okay.
So, Ajmal, there's one question I want to know the answer as well. What is that one thing keep you going amid a lot of like life adversities? What's that one thing? What do you really, really want to achieve?
Actually, it is not what I want to achieve.
Okay.
My objective in life, from business side, from my disability activism, my sports, and all that, I'm always wanting to bring the message that there is something better.
Yeah.
And to help people to bring that better, whatever that better is, to give back to the community, to the society.
Yeah.
And that is what drives me.
Yeah.
Actually, both in business, my entrepreneurial side, my social side, my disability side, my sports side, it's all one common thing. That's why I wake up in the morning. What better can I do today?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is something which drives me in my life. And it has been like this for a very long time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then can I share a personal secret?
Sure.
So I got that opportunity to having one-on-one with Ajmal and your dear wife, okay? And then I have been asking, during that moment, maybe you fly up to the sky as a paraglider,
Yeah.
and on when you do that hand biking every day, what you personally benefit from that moment, what are you getting to do that kind of really challenging things, but at the same time, what does that moment add value to you personally?
This is
The inner
the
peace.
question for
Yeah,
me.
the question to you.
So actually, this is something me going to the limits, challenging the norms, okay, and then bringing back the experience, and then sharing with other people and enabling them.
Yeah,
Because not anybody is going to go and jump from a mountain in a wheelchair.
yeah,
Okay, so I have the fortitude of doing that.
yeah,
So I want to experience and bring that experience and tell people it's okay. You can, if you got the right training, you can do it.
yeah.
And that is again looking for that goodness or good thing, but which going to tell people they can
Yeah.
do something better.
Exactly. So, and then we actually discover a personal benefit to you as well. While you are doing something very exciting, but actually having that opportunity, it also gives you inner peace.
Yeah, of course. That
It
goes
also-
without saying. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That also gives you new perspective. That is actually that will tell yourself that, hey, this is limit, but that is your confidence is growing,
Yeah,
your
that's right.
commitment to taking challenge, your motivation to do what else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
I just want to encourage everyone to embrace that opportunity to deal with challenge.
That's right.
Like
Never give up. There's always a way. There's
Okay.
always a door which is going to open. That's
Okay.
what I say.
So I really think that we are really sharp on time, and then there are lots of good comments that people actually notice about your EQ.
Okay.
So resilience is all about high EQ as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and also people actually capture about how you see about personal power. Okay, so when you really try to influence people, authoritative power, yes, in some way you might need to apply that. But what matters more to you is your personal power.
Yeah, it's inside.
It's inside. People just follow you because of who you are. They show a lot of respect to you, and actually you have a lot of information as an expert how to do endurance sports.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me quickly just wrap up in like one or two lines about how like Archibald's personal leadership, servant leadership linked with situational leadership. And then situational leadership is all about knowing what situation, what goal you want to achieve. But at the same time, you need to diagnose people's performance readiness.
Mhm.
And then you need to apply active listening.
Yeah.
So that is the two-way street that you are going to make people successful. Okay, you are a perfect example for situational leader. Okay, so I think it's a time that we say goodbye to everyone.
Thank you
So
very
thank you
much.
for joining.
Okay,
See you
bye-bye.
again next time. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks.
Bye bye.